Hey guys, been a minute. I saw a TikTok which said that you could make an XP farm using armadillos and cactuses, or cacti, and the infestation potion, but it was only possible in Bedrock Edition since in Java Edition, as you see right here, armadillos don't roll up on the cactus and will die to the damage eventually. So I went through and I tested out some other blocks. So magma doesn't work because it's considered fire damage, so they'll die on that too. Powder snow doesn't work. This guy is going to hang out in here for a little bit before he starts freezing. He's rolled up right now, but because of the husk. But yeah, there we go. He starts freezing. He starts taking damage, and so that means we can't do that infinitely either. But they forgot campfires. While they do count as fire damage, you can have an armadillo on top of it like this. See, and he'll roll up, and if you see the health bar at the top, he won't be taking any damage. And that means if you give him an infestation potion, he will infinitely spawn silverfish, or I guess for the duration of the potion, and you can farm those for XP. So based on that, this farm is really, really simple. You just put a bunch of armadillos on top of this campfire. There's a gap between the top block and the campfire that the armadillos cannot fit through, but silverfish can. They all drop down into this little area. I have pistons pushing it. Theoretically, you could do this with more water. I did it in my survival world, but it's kind of annoying. And the silverfish will all group up here. And then you can use a sweeping edge sword to hit one of these armor stands and kill the silverfish, and you'll be able to pick up the XP through the wall. This farm right over here is a little bit more complicated. It doesn't really have any difference. It's just got a couple of features that I like. So this will open up and let all the XP out so you can move around while you're collecting all the XP because it takes forever. This will turn on and off the campfire, spray some water on it, and you can use this trapdoor, although I recommend having this trapdoor here so you can turn it off regardless. This one does it. This is the most bare bones version of the farm. It's got no unnecessary features or anything. For all you numbers heads out there, like I am, the expected value of this farm is 54 silverfish per armadillo per potion. You can fit 16 armadillos in there before they start dying to entity cramming if all of them spawn a silverfish at the same time. 16 is the most consistent number I found. I let it run for about an hour and a half, and all the armadillos were still full health, which means that they hadn't taken any entity cramming damage. And the expected value then is 864 silverfish at 16 armadillos, which is 4,320 XP, or 46 levels, which is 1440 XP a minute, or 86,400 XP an hour, as long as you can provide potions continuously. This farm is not fully AFKable, as you do have to swing the sword. I know that there's the automatic attack thing going on, but you still also have to dispense the potions and be able to produce potions. This over here is a simple armadillo breeder that I'll go over in a second. That guy's not supposed to be there, but it's a pretty simple design as well. So let's take a look at this farm. I'm going to use this one because I can turn it off and I wouldn't have to deal with it. So I'm going to go ahead and light this. So if you notice, they're all rolled up right now. They're not taking any damage because this zombie is here. So they are reducing that damage that's coming in on them. Let me grab a potion of infestation. There we go. Oh, actually, I've got some in here. So I use the dispenser, shoot that down there. And they're going to spawn all the silverfish. I forgot to turn this on. You can turn these on however you want. Any redstone clock should work here. You can put it anywhere you want. You don't have to have it like this. I just like it because it's nice and compact. So now I'm going to go ahead and sprint 3 minutes. So this is going to spawn all the silverfish. Meanwhile, I may as well grab a sword really quick. And enchanted. So yeah. So all the silverfish are coming in right now. It's an awful sound. I know. I hate it. But it's nice and efficient. I have the vines and a ladder down here to allow entity cramming. To allow for entity cramming. So this is going to have as many silverfish as you want in here. I believe you lose some, but in my testing, it averages around 850. So really, I'm losing 14 silverfish for the cost of 1 stone. There we go. It seems like the potion's done. I'm gonna wait for the sprint to finish. So the potion is now finished. You can see all of these silverfish are right here. If I switch into survival, let me XP set 0. Oh. There we go. And then I'm going to hit once here. There we go. So around 45 to 46 levels. Oh, I forgot I'm not in creative mode. Around 45 to 46 levels every time you run this farm. That's one potion, and each of these potions is one gunpowder and one stone and one glass bottle, which is pretty much free. And this you can set up really early game. This obviously only takes 2 pistons that you technically, again, don't even need. Vines that you also don't even need if you just you want to hit the farm continuously instead of just killing him once at the end. And then repeaters, you could do a redstone torch clock as well. The hard part is getting 16 armadillos. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire farm. So over here is the breeder. It works on pretty much the same concept. So they are standing on this campfire. It's obviously not lit. I don't want them to be taking damage. And if I go ahead and breed them, they're going to produce a baby armadillo. And eventually, because they're kind of fat, they'll get squished out and pushed into this little section right here. If I can get one to... Come on. There we go. Yeah, so now he's going to get stuck right here. The water flow is too strong for him to back out this way. So then in maybe 2,000 ticks, I don't remember exactly how much it is, he's going to grow up, clip into this water up here, and move over on this side. Is it 20,000 ticks? Oh, there we go. See, so now once he's grown up, he's just going to pop out right away and come into the section where you can feed them into the farm or put them in an armadillo scoop farm. The one problem with this farm, yeah, as I just mentioned, is there's no way to get the scoots out of it. Some of them do end up making their way right here to the armor stands, but it's pretty inconsistent. And I don't know. If you have this, then you're not going to need another one of these. You're not going to get the scoots out of this one. But this is also just a small addition. I think having these armor stands out here is kind of ugly. And so there is another way. You can kind of have them inset into this block without you being able to see them. Let's do this twice, once with sandstone. So that means you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and place these like this. And you're going to place a grindstone in this orientation. Armor stand right here. And then if I take 2 pistons like this. Oh. Let's go ahead and power this. Oh, that should have powered the bottom one, but it's fine. I guess I don't know how quasi-connectivity works. So now if we can see, if I walk up to this with a sword, I get that little attack indicator, and I can hit it. Same with this one, but it's nice and inset into the wall. There's this kind of bug right here, but I don't know, I guess you could put a carpet over or something. So if I spawn in a bunch of silverfish, go into survival mode, and hit this guy right here, you can see that it still manages to kill it, even though the armor stand is in the wall. I just think it looks a lot nicer than having 2 armor stands out here. It looks kind of stupid. I will mention though, you should plan this out beforehand because there's so many entities in one spot here. Breaking some of the blocks, like if you happen to accidentally expose them, they will explode out into the world, and then you'll have to kill them or track them down and start rebreeding. That's really, really annoying. So